Known as the City of Bridges, Constantine seems to only exist in someone's imagination. The historic settlement is a maze of urbanization that weaves its way through mystical gorges and up jagged cliffs, overlooking the stunning Algerian countryside. I had a local guide through Fancy Yellow who slowly revealed the secrets that this magical place conceals. And here's how it went. Hey guys, thanks for clicking the video. Real quick, if you find this video helpful or entertaining in any way and you want to help support the channel and this type of travel content, you can become a monthly Patreon by clicking the link in the description, or you can leave a one-time super thanks on the YouTube platform. No one's paying me to make these videos. I simply do it because I'm passionate about bringing these foreign destinations, cultures, and experiences to you. So if you want to help the channel out, definitely leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That really helps as well. So thanks for your support. Now let's get to the adventure. Good morning guys, and welcome to Constantine, Algeria. This is my third day in Algeria and my third stop. We've been moving pretty fast here. I started in Algiers, the capital, then I did a day trip yesterday to Tipaza and Cherchell to explore a little bit of the ancient history of Algeria, seeing some Roman ruins. And then I flew last night and landed late last night in Constantine, which is the third largest city in Algeria with about 1 million people. And it's kind of the capital of the eastern region of Algeria. And Constantine is built on all of these gorges and rivers, and so it's known as the City of Bridges because, as we'll see later today, there's about 8 of these iconic bridges that connect the city across all of these gorges and awe-dropping cliffs. And I am partnering with Fancy Yellow Algeria, one of the best tour companies in the country here, who helped set up everything, helped me get my visas, helped me organize all of my flights, all of my tour guides, and have just been very helpful in allowing me to really see the beauty and hospitality of this country. So my tour guide will be picking me up in about an hour from my hotel, and I was trying to ask him a little bit last night what we're gonna see, and he was like, it's a surprise. So he wants me to be surprised as we see and explore Constantine. So I can't really tell you what I'm expecting to see because I really don't know much. I haven't done a lot of research. I've just kind of shown up here sight unseen, but I just know it's gonna be a very beautiful city. So yeah, my tour guide will be picking me up in about an hour, and then we'll start our city tour of Constantine. How are you? Good.
How did you spend your night?
Good, good. Hey, nice to see you, nice to meet you.
Nice to see you.
We have just driven from my hotel in the old part of Constantine here, and we've come to the biggest mosque in Constantine. And this is my guide, by the way, Hakeem.
Hi.
And what is the name of this mosque?
Emir Abdelkader Mosque.
Okay, he said it, not me. But we're gonna check out the biggest mosque in Constantine, second biggest in Algeria.
Second biggest in Algeria.
So we have just entered the mosque here, and it's a Saturday morning, so the imam is actually doing a lecture up there at the front. But as you walk in, this place is just so beautifully detailed, and then you come to the middle and there's this really high domed ceiling with this red beautiful painting, and then all of the pillars around here, they all have these handmade tiles that go all around the pillars here, and there's just so much beautiful intricate detail. All of these archways, there's tons of these chandeliers that line the halls here, and then this blue detailed carpet is just absolutely stunning. The whole place is covered in details. just come out from exploring the inside of the prayer hall, and that was just absolutely incredible. So much detail, all of the beautiful tiling on the pillars, and just so much detail on the archways in there, the chandeliers. Stunning. And we've come out to this massive square that's out in front of the mosque here, and it just gives you a really nice view looking back on the mosque. Nice symmetry, the arches in front, the two minarets, the dome, and just this big wide open square. So yeah, really cool beginning to our tour of Constantine. Now we're gonna maybe go get a coffee and then eventually head back to the older part of Constantine and check out some of the bridges and the old town there. So yeah, let's go. So before we head to the old town of Constantine, Hakeem is taking me to a very local coffee shop here, drinking coffee, smoking cigarettes, and we're gonna have a nice strong coffee to start the day.
Here is Makrot. Double XL version. Constantine version.
What is it exactly?
Actually, it's a bit of
dates.
semolina, you know, fried and date in the inside.
Okay, let's try it.
You should be prepared to see one of the most remarkable parts of Constantine.
Wow.
The waterfalls there.
That's amazing. We have just jumped in the car and we've driven down into one of the gorges that surrounds Constantine here. And again, the topography of this city is just insane. It's just like a natural citadel built up on these cliffs. And we've come down to the Falls Bridge, which has these beautiful arches, and then we have this waterfall right here, and then we're looking up at another one of the bridges of Constantine up there. Just incredible views and topography. Again, there's 8 bridges. We're seeing 2 of them here, but beautiful. This one was built in 1928, and the one up there was built in 1912. So yeah, let's enjoy some of the views of this gorge. So we just went in and checked out that old elevator shaft, and now there's a little hiking path that takes you right along the gorge here, and there's a few of these natural bridges and archways over the canyon here above the river, and we're just gonna go hiking along the edge here. Alright, now I know why Hakeem wanted to keep some of these things a surprise for me. This is just unbelievable. We are in this gorge here, and we are just completely surrounded by rocks, and you have those natural bridges there, that waterfall, and then the river that comes through here, and then through another natural bridge, and then you can see some of the other bridges of Constantine up above us, and this is just unbelievable. What a beautiful hike, and what a beautiful like nature experience right here in the middle of Constantine. We have just driven a little ways up those cliffs, and we can look down on the bridge that we were just exploring, the gorge that we hiked through, the natural bridge, the other bridge up there. But yeah, incredible views. Also looking out over the whole valley here. We have just driven the rest of the way up to the top of the cliff of the gorge here to the War Memorial, which was built between 1919 and 1930, commemorating the victory in the First World War. And inside you have some of the names of the fallen soldiers from that time. You just have this nice arch, a statue up on top, and then again you're up on top of the cliff here, so you have even better views overlooking Constantine and some of the bridges of the city here. But yeah, incredible views. We've just come down from the War Memorial up there on that cliff, and we have this nice view overlooking that suspension bridge that we saw from way down below, and we're gonna cross that by foot now, and it's called Sidi Bridge. So yeah, we're gonna cross that over the top of that gorge. So we'll probably get some nice views from up there. We have just crossed the bridge here, and now we are on the other side of the gorge in what we would call the Old Constantine, and there's an old palace here we're gonna see on the old part here and just walk some more of the older streets. But again, just beautiful views looking over the gorge and then just walking one of the most famous bridges here in Constantine. And the infrastructure of this city is just amazing with all of these bridges connecting these gorges. Really cool. So yeah, let's explore Old Constantine now. We have just walked around the edge of the Kasbah, and you just had these beautiful views on these cliffs overlooking the valley of Constantine. And again, this city is just amazing how it's built on all of these cliffs. The infrastructure is insane. We went through these caves. Now we've walked a little bit through the Kasbah, and we've come to the Bey Palace, which was built between 1825 and 1835, but then the French ended up taking over the city of Constantine in 1837, and it was the last of the cities of Algeria to be conquered by the French. So this was only lived in for about 16 months before the French took over. But we're gonna go in the palace here and check out the inside. just entered the Bey's Palace here, and I'm just blown away because from the outside it's not so detailed, it's just kind of a yellow building, but you enter and you are just taken into a completely other world. You have all of these beautiful archways and you have this beautiful painting of all of the Bey's journeys on his pilgrimage to Mecca along the wall here, and then you have just beautiful tiling, incredibly painted doors, and all of these archways, these gardens along the side and some of these courtyards. So yeah, let's walk through the Bey's Palace and just explore this masterpiece. We have just come upstairs to the second floor of the Bey's Palace here, and there's the Bey's daughter's quarters here that are just beautiful. You have this incredible stained glass window, and then you can peek into her bedroom a little bit and just see all of the tiling and just beautiful doors. Everything is just covered in intricate artwork here. It's just unbelievable.
So this part belonged to the wives of Ahmed Bey. And the thing is that no one was allowed to come or see what was happening here.
How many wives did he have?
4.
So as we've been walking around the bottom floor of the palace here, there's a fresco on the top that I mentioned at the beginning, and it's taken the Bey's pilgrimage from all of the cities that he's traveled from Constantine all the way to Mecca, and we've finally made it to the fresco that represents Mecca here. And there's the Kaaba in the middle of Mecca on the fresco there. But yeah, just beautiful paintings all around the inside of the palace here. So that was the inside of the Bey's Palace, and that just blew me away. Again, another well-kept secret by Hakim and Constantine here, and just absolutely stunning. The ceilings and walls were just covered in these beautiful frescoes and tiles, and there were all of these rooms and nice stained glass windows, just stunning. Anyways, it is time for lunch, and Constantine is known to have some of the best food in Algeria, so these guys are going to take me
And the restaurant is a surprise.
And yeah, the restaurant's a surprise. The type of food is a surprise, but I know that there's some good food here in Constantine. So let's go get some lunch. On our way to grab lunch, we're gonna grab a snack. We're gonna try some of this local street pizza.
We call it la pizza.
La pizza.
Exactly.
And so it's just like a pizza without cheese, just some tomato sauce on top, our little appetizer.
Now we enter one of the oldest parts of town, which is the old Medina of Constantine.
just made it to the restaurant Ibn, and this is just a beautiful spot right on the cliffs here, and you're looking over the pedestrian bridge, and you can see a couple of the other bridges of Constantine here. So yeah, I'm excited to get some food, and again, Constantine is known to have like a really good food scene and some authentic Algerian dishes. So yeah, let's eat some lunch. I've just gotten my shakshuka here, and it's these little like pieces of bread or grain, and then there's the pepper on it and some lamb, and it's in this like traditional dish here. So let's eat. Bon appetit. That was the restaurant here in Constantine. Really good, trying some of the local food, and the view just amazing. You're looking right over the bridge. Got a coffee there on the balcony at the end, and Hakeem has promised that there are a few more secrets of Constantine that he wants to show me. We have just come back to the gorge here, and we can see Bey Palace, which is a bridge we saw from that other suspension bridge earlier, and there are these stairs that are taking us down to that natural bridge where we saw the waterfall earlier, and we're gonna go through the gorge over to the other side. So quite the adventure. Alright guys, we have just walked down into the gorge a little bit and then through this park under the bridge, and we're along the edge of this narrow gorge here, and then there's another waterfall that's falling right beneath the bridge into like this dark abyss into the river. And the city's just crazy. It feels like I'm in a video game map. There's just so many different layers to it and levels, and then just like you're in the city, then you're in nature, and it's just wild. So yeah, we're gonna keep exploring through the gorge here. We have just come back up from the gorge, walked along the edge of the gorge a little bit, and we have made it to that pedestrian bridge, the Mela Sliman bridge. That is the pedestrian bridge that we actually saw from the restaurant where we were eating lunch just a little bit. And once again, we are just going right over the gorge here. Nice view looking down on the river and all of the cliffs that surround us here in Constantine. we have come up the elevator there and we walked through the old town a little bit as some of the market streets were closing there, and now we're in this little open plaza right on the edge of the old town, and there's this nice view of the sunset over some of the mountains just beyond Constantine. And that'll about wrap up our Constantine city day tour, and this city just blew me away. Again, I just really had not known much about it or heard much about Constantine, and having Hakeem from Fancy Yellow just show me around, and he was my GPS throughout the day today, because usually I'm really good with maps, but this city is just full of winding hills and cliffs and going through gorges and up around staircases and over bridges. It is just a really wild place to navigate. It felt like I was in a video game map, just going on all of these little adventures and side quests. And again, really fun having some of the food here, and then seeing the inside of the Bey's Palace. I had never seen that before and was not expecting that, and I even almost forgot about the Grand Mosque where we started this morning, some of the details on that building on the edge of town. And yeah, just a really fun place to explore. And again, the city is just built on all of these cliffs, so there's just so many viewpoints all throughout, and then going over the bridges, over the gorges, and some of the waterfalls was just really fun place to explore. So yeah, from here tomorrow we're gonna do a day trip to Jamela, which is Roman ruin city. So that'll be tomorrow, and then tomorrow night we are finally heading to the Algerian desert, which I think will definitely be one of the highlights of this trip, going to Jeannette and seeing the national park and the red sand deserts there. That's going to be really cool deep into the Sahara. So yeah, if you come to Algeria, definitely try to make time to come to Constantine. This has just been such a fascinating city to explore, and yeah, just one of the biggest surprises I've had in Algeria, a country that's been full of surprises. So yeah, hopefully this gives you some idea of some things to do. And again, I would highly recommend Hakeem and the Fancy Yellow team, because they will show you all of the things to do in the city that doesn't see a lot of tourists. So that's it for today's video. I'll see you guys tomorrow when we do a day trip from here.